What's up, everybody? This is Mike here at World Comics, and I really do not even feel like doing this stream. Like, this is why it's on Christmas, because Christmas Eve, whatever. Unfortunately, there's good things and there's bad things to owning your own business. What's up, Isaiah? Same to you, man. Hope you and your family have a good one. Basically, the buck stops with you. If you don't do it, then it doesn't get done. And that's a good thing, and at times it can be a bad thing. It can be a bad thing because if there's days where you just don't want to do anything, you can't. You gotta power through that shit, and you gotta just do it. And oh, hey, why am I streaming on Twitch? That's weird. Oh, well, I'll keep it going. See what happens. I tried one time to figure out how to do the multiple stream thing because OBS does have a plugin that everybody was talking about, but it didn't work. It didn't work, and I don't even know what's going on over on Twitch, but it doesn't matter because I don't usually F with Twitch. I mean, I do stream the Fortnite streams, but yeah. But anyways, back to what I was rambling about. If you don't do it, it doesn't get done, and it just sucks sometimes, But anyways, here are the books that are coming out tomorrow, and we're gonna start with DC. Now, I don't want to start with DC because DC's on my shit list, not for the content, because when you see what I have to show you, I mean, there are some really good things in here. Just for the handling, again, it's a first world problem. I don't really expect anybody to give a shit about any of the things that I deal with as a retailer, and that's fine. I've learned that a long time ago, even with my ex and all that stuff. Like, whatever happens is something that I need to deal with, and that's fine. There's two ways you can go with this stuff. You can either accept it and just deal with whatever comes, or you can not. And unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, especially if it's Marvel and or DC, they got you, because those are the two. Like, what am I going to do? Oh, you know what? Screw this. I'm not going to carry DC anymore, and I'm just going to carry Marvel. And actually, even if I decided not to do stuff with Lunar, I wouldn't be able to get Image from anywhere else other than Lunar. So, anyways, remember last week? Well, you know what? Let me just start. Let me get here. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get here, and then I'll move on. And let's see. Hosea said, my 10-year-old girl gifted me the Batman Ninja skin on Fortnite for Christmas. Nice. I think I have armored Batman. There was a set that came with the Batman, the DC Fortnite thing that came out. Yeah, I think that's armored. And then I have a Harley, and then there's the Batman Who Laughs. But that's cool. That's cool to say. Spence said, oh no, what did DC do? It's not necessarily... Oh, I'll get into it, Spence. I'll get into it. And yeah, so said the same thing as me. It's an awesome skin. So, here we have Absolute Batman #1. I don't know... Oh, actually, why am I saying I don't know? It is the 4th printing. And this is the Nick Dragotta cover. And that's... cover A. Why does it say cover A for this too? Oh, my bad. Okay, this is the Absolute Batman #2, 2nd printing. Okay. And that is the Nick Dragotta cover too. Okay. Here we go. Let me take a sip. I'm still trying to get over whatever it was I had last week. And then I think... I don't seem to remember. I know I'm almost positive all 4 of my wisdom teeth were pulled, but I can't remember for sure if it was. And it seems like one might be one that maybe I didn't get pulled, but whatever it is, since Saturday, I think it's ready to come out. And yeah, this pain. Anyways, okay. Absolute Wonder Woman number 3. Now, rarely, if ever, do DC and Marvel do things for retailers. Usually we got to fight for them. Usually, like, I've owned the store for 14 years, and for the first 5 or so, they would have these things called retailer roadshows, which I've mentioned on more than one occasion. And when we would go there, usually it'd be Jim Lee and Dan DiDio that would be there. Those were the 2 guys in charge at the time. Jeff Johns was the 3rd, but I don't think he would ever make it to the East Coast, which is weird because I think New York is so much better than California. But anyways, and every year there would be a Q&A at the end of the presentation, and you'd be able to ask questions and all that. And I would always ask them, do you guys plan on doing posters? Because Marvel, they do 5 every month. And they were like, oh, we'll look into it. I got them to do 5 posters, and they've only done 5. And 2 of them were for the video game Injustice. One was a very poorly cropped Superman image of him with his getting ready to heat blast somebody with his eyes, red eyes. One was a Lee Bermejo Joker. I think it was either for Joker or Arkham Asylum, or it was one of the 2. Whatever it was, it doesn't even matter. This is all inconsequential, and I don't even remember the 5th. Whatever it is, regardless, there were only 5 that were done. So, DC doesn't really listen to retailers. Then again, neither is Marvel, so, I mean, it's not like I'm not singling out DC and saying, this is only them. This problem goes as industry-wide. So, sometimes what Marvel and DC and Image, they've done it occasionally too, what they'll do is they'll overship. And what that means is, like, let's say I order 20 copies of Absolute Wonder Woman. They will give me a percentage of what I ordered. So if I ordered 20, say they would give 10%. So they'd give me 2 extra. I mean, that's a bad example, but you know what I mean? Like, they would throw in maybe an arbitrary number like 5 or 7 or whatever. And once in a while, Marvel more so than DC or Image, they do that. Now, I know there's some people on the internet, the YouTubes, that bitch and moan about that and saying, a book isn't selling well, so that's why they give retailers copies. And, like, so, I mean, am I paying for these? I'm going to put them on the shelves. If they sell, they sell. If they don't, they don't. There was no skin off my back. Like, who cares? So, since the All-In initiative started, DC was doing this thing where if we jump through their numerical hoops, we could get a bundle of Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman for a particular price. So what you had to do is you had to, like, say they would say, if your order equals or is greater than your order for, say, Batman number 123 or whatever, then you unlock the bonus to be able to order the bundle. So Marvel used to do this. They used to do some, like, weird-ass, crazy-ass numerical formulas that we would have to figure out, especially for, like, the Scotty Young variants and the blank variants. Like, it was ridiculous. But so with this was pretty straightforward. Now, Lunar, they have this thing where they try to pretend that it'll calculate how much you need, but it won't. Like, even if you add the numbers to the FOC, it won't add the numbers. Like, you won't see it on the street on the FOC. So, I mean, it's pretty simple. Like, if it says you need to order 7, then you order 7 of whatever. Remember, I think it was last week or the week before then, it said I had only ordered 1 copy of Absolute Batman number 3. I discovered that was because there was a bundle that I didn't get. And the same thing happens with Absolute Wonder Woman. I only received 4 copies, sorry. 1 has already been spoken for. So if you are a local person and you want a copy of this, as I am continuing to tell the story, then I strongly suggest you stop what you're doing and contact me somehow through Instagram, whatever, Twitter, any of the things, any social media, it doesn't matter. I'm on all of that shit. But so they sent me 4 copies because they didn't send me the bundle. Now, did I miscalculate? No. See, if it was Marvel, then I would leave it up to, because they'd be like, if you ordered 87.7% of whatever, I'd be like, okay, you know what, my math isn't really my strong suit. I mean, I have, especially with the percentages and all that stuff. Lunar tells you the exact number you need to order. They tell you the exact number. The exact number is there. And that's what I did. So for the second week, or maybe 2 out of 3 weeks in a row, I haven't gotten what I was supposed to get. So they're on my shit list. And I've been trying to get in touch with somebody at DC. And back in the day, when I first, like for the first 5 or 6 years, there would be a rep from DC that would call once a week and say, hey, Mike, need anything? And I would always be like, hey, I have these 2 big-ass windows, and I would like to have one window with all Marvel and the other window with all DC. You got any posters or anything, he said. And it would always be like, oh, no, they didn't have anything for posters. But we have a new Sandman collection in stock that, you can order if you want. And I'm like, dude, I can read the catalog. If I wanted to order the Sandman collection, I would order the Sandman collection. Like, you're asking me for things that I need now that I can't get from the catalog, so how about doing that? In fact, one time, I even said to him, I said, hey, I could use some posters. Every time, it was always, hey, I need some posters. You got any promotional things? You got any promo stuff? And his response was, oh, we're already all packed up for San Diego. One of the many reasons why I hate the West Coast. But I said, hey, you know what? San Diego is one weekend out of the year. My store is here, the other 51. So maybe you might want to look into hooking your comic book stores up with stuff. Maybe. Potentially. I don't know. Just a thought, But whatever. So, hey, here's Absolute Wonder Woman number 3. Up next, we have Action Comics number 1081. This is cover A by Clayton Henry. And I still really wish they would lower the price of this damn book. I mean, the page count is there, the paper stock is good, but it's a weekly ass book. Okay, here's another thing that really grinds my gears. This is Batman, the Gargoyle of Gotham. This is by Raphael Grandpa, whose art is phenomenal. Phenomenal. This is issue number 3 of 4. And so that would, my favorite word. This is the penultimate issue of Batman Gargoyle of Gotham. However, I'm looking it up now. I should have had this looked, because it would have been more dramatic had I known, the previous today. Oh, okay, here we go. Gargoyle of Gotham number 2 was released on December 12th, 2023. 2023. A year and 2 weeks. Now, again, phenomenal artist. He's also writing. I get it. It's 4 issues. Why don't you wait until the entire thing is done before you solicit the damn thing? That way, Raphael doesn't have to rush, or, we don't have to wait an entire year. Because now, hopefully, I will have customers that do remember this book and will continue to buy the last 2 issues. But what if I have a new customer who I gained in the year since number 2 came out, and he's like, oh, this book looks interesting. Do you have books 1 and 2? The answer is, I do not, because they came out last frickin' year. So, This is what the brain trust at DC and Marvel and Image and in whatever, like, it's 2024. The comic book industry has been around for a long time now. They're not stupid. This isn't a new thing to them. But yet, they act like they're brand new. Like, let me tell you. No, never mind. I'm not going to go there. You know what? Let me do this next one because it's also a cool one too. I guess I did put in the variants here. This is a Jamie Hewlett variant right there. And then we have this one here by Frank Quitely. And up next we have Gargoyle of Gotham, the Noir edition, which is black and white. And even in black and white, Raphael's art is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Like, in no way, in no universe, not that he's going to hear this or anything or see it, is this a criticism of him. At all. At all. There is no ill will, not that it matters, between me and towards him. I will still support the hell out of him. But it's like, y'all at DC need to know that consistency is something, especially in this day and age. It's not like it was back in the day when there were only 14 titles per month. Okay? We get 14 per company per week. And today, people have a very, very, very short attention span. Speaking from experience. So, this is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Hosea said, I agree, Spencer. That was with regarding the Fortnite, the Batman skin. Are we going to hear your thoughts on the Superman trailer, Mike? This stream or the next? We'll see. We'll see what happens at the end. I don't know. I'm drinking this Amazon Energy thing that I always drink during the stream, and the pain has subsided. Just whatever the stuffy nose and all that, the other stuff that I do, but the dental pain has subsided. So we'll see. Weekly is crazy. Well, it's really not, like, at a reasonable price. It's not crazy. Like, listen, Action Comics was weekly in the 80s, and I think they might have even done it weekly, maybe even in the 90s or the 2000s. I know definitely in the 80s, and it's not. It's like you go there, and especially if you're a Superman fan, you get a new Superman story every week. Like, doing a Batman, weekly thing or whatever. I mean, why? Why bother? Like, he has a book every freaking week. Whether it's Batman, whether it's Batman and Robin, whether it's Detective, whether it's Gargoyle of Gotham, like, he's got a book every week. He doesn't need to have a weekly title. Superman, that's the guy. That's the guy. That's the icon. Superman is the Spider-Man of DC. So he should be out there more than he is. I want to get into modern Action Comics, but just can't justify paying for it weekly. I completely understand. Yeah, they're definitely releasing these books too far apart about this. Yes. Yeah, this is way. And the same thing happened with The Last Ronin, but The Last Ronin came out during the pandemic, and there was also some things about The Last Ronin, like such as the paper stock, and I mean, it is IDW and stuff like that, and they have their own issues, their company issues. So, they had reasons for their things. There's no reason for this. There's no reason at all for this. Sorry about that. Let me do this last one. I remember whoever wrote that Last Days of Superman book called out DC for putting out issue 1 way too early. That was Mark Waid, I think. Mark Waid and Brian Hitch, if I remember correctly. And yeah, number 1, I can't even remember. I have one copy left on the stands, but I just yeah. And the sad thing is, dude, like with this Gargoyle of Gotham, I love Raphael's stuff. I love it. I'm not gonna, and I saw the next. You think you're gonna wait for issue 4? Like, dude, like, don't, because it might sell out. Like, it's really foolish. It's foolish on their part. I don't know who's in charge of this stuff, but they're fools. They're fools.
That's all. It's weird. Like, they can ask retailers. They can ask us. Try asking a retailer that isn't Midtown Comics or Golden Apple or one of the chains. How about asking the ones that are small mom and pop stores or just a pop store? But no, you continue to ask those big chains. They're oblivious. They're oblivious. Here we have Batman, Santa Claus, Silent Night Returns, number 5. This is the final issue of this 5-issue miniseries. And this was a fun series. And Rob, can you stop texting me, please? Here is Batman, the Brave and the Bold, issue number 20. I also believe this is the final issue. And this is by Simone DeMeo, too. This is by Simone DeMeo, as you can tell. And honestly, I'm pretty sure there's a story in here by Simone, and he also writes and draws it. So, here we have Batman, The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, issue number 4. This is a 10-issue miniseries. This is cover A by Tim Sale. R.I.P. Here's Cliff Chang, cover B. Cliff also does the art for this issue. And then there's this Ian Churchill variant cover C. Black Canary is up next. Best of the Best, number 2. This is a 6-issue miniseries with the cover by Ryan Sook, who also does the interior art, and the interior art is awesome. And then we have this one, which is the thumbnail for this week, by Leslie Layrics Lee. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Okay. I'm about to contradict myself, or I'm about to say some stuff that's contradictory. Because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense that this is December and we have a DC horror book coming out. The opportune time to do this horror book would be, let me think. When do you think, as consumers, do you think the best time to do a horror themed? You know, it's not like it's a book like Ice Cream Man, which is a horror book. Like, you know, it's more like a Tales from the Dark Side or Twilight Zone-y kind of thing. When do you think would be the best time to do a horror series? If you had to. Would it be November and December? Or maybe would it be in October? See, because they don't have a problem releasing Batman Santa Claus during the month of December. And thematically, that makes sense. It sucks, though, because when the FOC comes, you're FOCing issue number 4 before issue number 1 even comes out. So that's what would suck about this. However, having a horror title where Wonder Woman is looking strung out, or at least strung up by, I don't know if that's a spider web or guitar strings or whatever, with bulbous eyes and all that other stuff, in December on the stand next to a book where Batman is teaming up with Santa Claus, it really makes no sense whatsoever, does it? From a marketing standpoint. But what do I know? I only sell this shit. Here we have Detective Comics number 1092. Michael Janin handling the art. Love his art. He also did the cover. Flash number 16. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Why is there 2 spaces? That's weird. Okay, anyways. Flash number 16. Mike Del Mundo doing the cover here. Hold on, Spence. How is that last Halloween series? I have no clue, my friend. I just know, who's doing what. Long Halloween is my favorite Batman story, but Dark Victory I thought was just okay. Yeah, well, this was something that they were planning on doing before Tim died. So this is just to honor his memory and stuff, and I respect that. I'll get around to reading it sooner or later. Is this DC Horror Presents like those Marvel one-shots, Crypt of Shadows, I think they're called? Yeah. There's 2 stories in each issue. And let me see, I can begin. Yeah, 2 Tales of Terror featuring featuring Batman. Wow. It's good that they give him a story in a book that has Wonder Woman on the cover. And Adam Strange's Armageddon. So you got Batman Buried Alive and Armageddon. And then looking at the artist, it's Francisco Francavilla and Patrick Horvath. So, yeah, there you go. But this is Flash number 16. I don't know how this is. Cy Spurrier, I think, is writing it. But, yeah. Oh, I do know. Well, wait, no, I better not say it in case it's a spoiler warning. Somebody from the 80s shows up. Let me just say that. Green Arrow, number 19. Tauren Clark is doing the art on the cover. Green Lantern. Did I say Green? I said Green Arrow for this, right? Green Arrow, number 19? I think I said that. I hope I said that. Green Lantern Dark, number 2. Here we go. Here, you know what? Hold on. Just for shits and giggles, let me see. Hold on. What was it? Green Lantern. Oops. Number 1. Don't put a period at the end. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here's another one. Ay, Dios mío. You don't need to know my location. This is an Elseworlds book. As you can see by the upper right-hand corner, there's that little circle there, the logo. This also has to do with the Tangent universe. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. If you aren't, then you weren't collecting comics in the 2000s, because that's when Tangent was around. Or was it the late 90s? No, it was either the late 90s or the 2000s. Whatever, it doesn't matter. This is a character from that universe. So, would you want to be consistent with this it's a 7-issue miniseries? Or would you want to be bi-monthly? If you answered bi-monthly, then you think exactly the way DC Comics does, then you could probably get a job with them. Because this issue number 1 came out October 23rd. And here it is, December 24th. Almost 2 months later. But, whatever. Harley Quinn, number 46 is right here. Buy this comic or this monkey dies. You know what? What does it say? Rocket Monkey not appearing in this comic. Oh. Okay. There you go. Justice League Unlimited, number 2. Cover A by Dan Mora. Invasive Species. I haven't read this yet, unfortunately. Number 1 was pretty good. It's Mark Waid and Dan Mora, so hey, I'm there. I also left this one because I do have one of these. This is the Justice League Unlimited number 2, cover F. Pico Ossio. I hope that's how you pronounce their name. Wraparound raised UV foil variant. And I really like the art in this cover. Like, a lot. But I like Ossio's art. Anyways. Here we have Metamorpho. I wonder, why do we have Metamorpho? Is there a reason? I mean, don't get me wrong, Al Ewing is one of the reasons that you could read this. Steve Lieber is another one. Steve Lieber is a really cool dude. Never met him. I think I've only talked to him like once or twice. But he sent me 2 postcards. One when he was doing Jimmy Olsen, and the other one when he was doing the Sinister, the Deadly Foes of Spider-Man or something like that, I think it was, for Marvel. And he would draw something on the postcards. It was really cool. I still have them, as a matter of fact. Oops, sorry about that. But yeah, I will definitely support anything he draws, especially superhero based. Spence said sick wraparound. Agreed. It looks even better in person, to be honest with you, Spence. Here we have a C cover. This is cover C by Ian Bertram. Ian's another artist that I like. Ian is in that similar Art Adams, Nick Bradshaw type of art. Chris Burnham. And then we have this Fico Asio all-in foil variant cover. Which makes me think, let me see, hold on. Let me go back to Justice League. Is he there? I don't see him. See, because, oh yeah, there he is. But I don't think that's the same. Oh, no, it is. See, that's what he's doing. He took all the characters he's been doing foil variants for and put them all on one cover like this. Or vice versa, where he did the cover and then he took, each layer off. And they've been doing foil variants for them. But, hey. Power Girl, number 16, Yannick Paquet does the cover. Adriana Malo is doing the art. And I think this is the last issue that she's going to be doing it. At least for the time being. And then I guess somebody's going to come in and fill in and then give her time to maybe, hopefully, I hope she's not off the book. And then there's this variant cover by Miguel Mercado. And last but not least, why did I hit down instead of right? Here we have Superman, number 21. And this is a Dan Mora cover. It's good to see them doing more Superman stuff. Over in the MCU, we got Amazing Spider-Man, number 64. And I don't know if you've heard, but Joe Kelly is going to be sticking around once this 8 Death Spider-Man thing ends. Which is a good thing. I hope. Knock on wood. And then here's the Scotty Young variant. Always love me some Scotty Young. Here we have Blade, issue number 3. It's the halfway point for this 5-issue miniseries. Why is the stream so far back? There we go. Okay. Yeah, of course this is bagged for your protection. It's a 5-issue miniseries, so there's 2 more. Math. Exceptional X-Men number 4. Iceman finally shows up. Is it really number 4? Why is almost every other book, I think they're like 5 or 6, maybe even 7. That's weird. Whoops, wrong way. Sorry. My bad. Here we have Hell Hunters, number 1. Now I do know that Ghost Rider's in here, and Wolverine, as you can see. And I think that's Bucky. Right there. I don't know how this happened, but there it is. And one of the Johnsons is doing it. I don't think it's Daniel Warren. I think it's Philip. So, I'm almost positive it's him. It's him because Daniel Warren Johnson. He's I don't think he's doing anything for Marvel right now. He should, but he's not. Here we have Iron Man, issue number 3. Pretty cool cover. I thumbed through this. I was confused. But then again, I'm not reading it, so if I read it, then maybe I wouldn't be confused, because I would actually be reading it. Here we have Kid Pool and Spider-Boy, number 1. Now, I'm almost positive this is not necessarily an all-ages book, but like a teen, teen plus. Here is the Chris Campana. I don't know how to say his name. Variant. And then the Todd Nauck variant cover. Spence said, Hell Hunters, I want to check out. I've liked that writer's work on the Hulk. Yeah, so it's Philip Kennedy Johnson. PKJ. Here we have Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu, number 3. Oh, and if you happen to check out What If, episode 1, you might have seen some Moon Knight. Mystique, issue number 3, halfway point for this 5-issue miniseries. I do like this cover. I don't know why. Mystique in the mouth of a sentinel. Okay. Sabretooth, The Dead Don't Talk, number 1. This is a 5-issue miniseries. I also have a poster of this, if you like the cover there. What's up, WZ? Where we going, buddy? We're on the road to nowhere. Quoth the Talking Heads. Or the highway to hell. Quoth AC/DC. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, too. Yeah, I said this was a 5-issue miniseries, right? I'm pretty sure I did. Here we have Spider-Boy, issue number 14. Star Wars, The Battle of Jakku. This is The Last Stand, number 1. There's also another number on there. I don't know why. It's 4 issues. It's like a 12... They're saying it's a 12-issue thing, but each story is in like 4-issue arcs or increments or whatever. It's on there. It's on there. Okay. This here. This is, as you can see, it's called Time Slide. This is issue number 1. There's Cable. There's Bishop. This is by Kale Ngu. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I asked him once. He said he couldn't like phonetically sound it out. And unfortunately, I didn't go to New York Comic Con last year, so I didn't meet him to ask him in person. I don't even know if he went, to be honest with you. But I do like his art. He's going to be doing interiors for the first time pretty soon. Not on this. But anyways, what Marvel usually does once a year at the end of the year is they'll do a book that lays out the foundation for everything they have that's going to be happening next year. 1 year, what was it? They did one with Kang. Another year there was one. I think it was like was it the Marvel 1000 thing? Like they've done it a couple of years now, but this is this year's. So whatever we will be seeing in 2025, there will be what's the word? You will see some of that in this. Spence said, yeah, that number, Star Wars numbering, excuse me, is done. Dumb. Just call it a 12-issue event. I know, right? Don't get me started. Ultimate Black Panther is here, number 11. I don't know who that is. I mean, she looks like the Purple Man, except obviously she's a woman. But, yeah. Ultraman X The Avengers, number 3. Number 3. That means that it's the penultimate issue. And you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. Oops. Where are we? No, we're here. We're going to be here. We'll go to League of Comics Geeks. Okay. Do you want to guess when issue number 2 of this came out? I'll give you a hint. If you said something before July, you're too far. You're too far. You went too far. It was October 2nd. And you know what? Hold on. And you could say, oh well, Mike, you know what? They're doing them bi-monthly. That's what it is. It's bi-monthly. And I do like League of Comic Geeks because they do put the date. But what they do is that when you go to a specific number, I don't know exactly how to get to the entire series. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Previous. Oh, there we go. Okay. August. So, August 14 was number 1. August 14. So, a month and a little bit, because August 14, that's 2 weeks. Then you have September, but it came out like right in October. So,
like a month and 2 weeks. So, but still, October, November, December 2nd would be 2 months. Smith said, the cover alone makes me want to check out that Ultraman X Avengers. Actually, I think I own issue 1 of that. Haven't read it. Well, it's a good thing they're putting them out at such a slow pace, Spence. You know what? Since we're on Comic Geeks, let's see. And I actually figured out how to get to the next issue. Let's see when issue number, not 3, the final issue comes out. Oh, I don't want to see the cover for number 3, thank you. I can see it on my screen. Okay. Number 2. Why are you bringing me back to number 2? And then what's this? Number 2. Again, I don't want to see number 2. I want to see number 3. Okay, number 3. And now, can you show me number 4? Number 4. What's so difficult about this? I do know how to use the internet, believe it or not. There we go. January 22nd. January 22nd. Okay. See? So it's not just DC. Do you see what I'm saying? So please don't think I have an axe to grind against DC. I don't. I don't at all. In fact, I want DC to do better. But doing better means putting books out in a timely fashion. West Coast Avengers number 2. That, in the middle of all those flames right there, is Firestar. And you know what? I have to say, I like the art in this. I don't know. Let me see. Let's see. I guess I'll do New Comics. Oh no, they don't do it in alphabetical order. Of course not. Why would they do it in alphabetical order? Because that would make it easy. I want to say their last name is Kim, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Come on. Jerry Dugan is the writer. Danny Kim is the artist. And I like it. I think he'll get better as he continues to draw. But I'm okay with it right now. I'm okay. And last for Marvel, last for the MCU, we have X-Men, number 9, where it looks like Psylocke is going to be fighting Wolverine. And by Wolverine, I mean Wolverine. And this is part 3 of the Uncanny X-Men, the X-Men mini event. Over in the indies, we got this here, called Creepshow. Now see, this is exempt from my horror thing because Creepshow is that's what you expect, Creepshow, you know? Mar Marazzo handling the art duties for this cover, and Mark Torres doing this cover here. I prefer Martin's, always Martin's. Here we have a Disney classic graphic novel, Atlantis, The Lost Empire. For those of you that remember this movie, I'm one of them. Hence the reason I ordered it. Actually, I've been getting all of these Disney graphic novels. And then there's also a Sword in the Stone graphic novel that came out. J.G. Jones finally does something called Dust to Dust. This is issue number 1. And I believe he has a medical ailment, so if that sounded harsh, I apologize. I don't mean it in a harsh way. I'm just like, I'm glad there should be more J.G. Jones stuff out there. I would like to see more. But I'm glad he did it. And this is an 8-issue miniseries. Hopefully it's on time, too. Hopefully they waited until he was done with half or more than half of it before soliciting it. Here's Geiger, issue number 9, cover A. This is the Gary Frank and Brad Anderson cover. Here we have the Ryan Sook variant, and then we have this Yannick Paquette and Brad Anderson connecting variant cover. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue number 312. This is an Andy Hubert and Tamara Bonvillain. I hope that's how you say her name. Cover. And this is the one that's written by Larry Hama.
And Chris Muniam is back doing art, thank God. Not that the art that whoever came on after it, but Chris's art is well suited for this book. You know, there's just sometimes you get an artist and a writer that just gel, you know, and Chris's style is 110% perfect for G.I. Joe. Here we have Hornsby and Halo, number 2, cover A. And then we have this B cover by Gary Frank. And then the C cover by Chris Burnham. Redcoat, number 8. Now it's funny, I don't remember Redcoat number 7, but I'll see what happened with that. Brian Hitch and Brad Anderson right there. Cover A. Here's cover B by Brad Walker and Brad Anderson. I guess that's the all Brad cover. And then we have cover C, Yannick Paquette and Brad Anderson. Here we have Spawn Violator, number 4 of 6. And last but not least, Void Rivals, number 15, cover A, Lorenzo De Felici. I want to pick up that G.I. Joe compendium that dropped recent-ish. Yeah. You mean the old Marvel stuff? Right? I think that's what it was. I mean, they did that reprint of issue number 1 for the Transformers. Did they do a reprint of G.I. Joe? I think I'm almost positive they did do a reprinting of G.I. Joe number 1. I don't know, it just felt weird that, it just felt weird seeing the Skybound logo on that. You know, it's Marvel. You know what I mean? I know they own it, blah, 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 whatever. But Violator is best Spawn in many years. Hey, I will take your word for that. Todd has annoyed me on more than one occasion. Recently, because I tried, I have issues of Spawn that I try packaging together, you know, the storyline to get it all in one thing. And he doesn't release trades for Spawn. So there's no figuring out what issues have what storylines in there. You know, I tried finding a list online somewhere, and I just gave up. I really shouldn't have to work that hard to do that, but you know, whatever. Whatever, man. And here is the Chuma Hill variant for Void Rivals, number 15. I prefer this one to this. I don't know why. Just me. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of this stream. This is probably one of my longest ones, 50 minutes. It's only because I did a rant at the beginning, which I really shouldn't do. Because, like, people say, like, you know, you shouldn't. I mean, you can complain. Anybody can complain about anything. And they do. I mean, especially on YouTube. But, like, when you're a store, you shouldn't complain about things. Because I can also complain. I mean, I complain about Gambit all the time. He's one of the worst characters created in the history of comic books. That's just a fact. And so it's not even a complaint. It's just I'm just stating a fact. But I don't know. Sometimes people like take it personally, or they let me what's the word? Influence. This happens a lot too. But there's a lot of people on the internet that are easily influenced by people or by things that people say, and that's dumb. You should always make up your own mind about things. Like, I can sit here and say, hey, this Power Girl book that you see right there, number 16, dude, it was great. The art was great. It was just awesome. The story was pretty good, too. And then you say, okay, you know, I like Power Girl. I like the boob window and all that, you know. And I've been a fan of hers for a long time. And, you know, and then there's also this thing, too, where you have to look at who's saying the words that you're listening to. And you have to judge them by what they've said in the past. See, when I say things, if I don't read something, like I wouldn't recommend this Justice League Unlimited number 2 if I didn't read it, or this Hornsby and Halo. Now I can say, hey, I like the art, because it's easy to see the art, but reading it requires you to actually read the book. And I'm not going to lie and say, yeah, I read it. It was a great story. But if there's something that I know, like, you know, hey, Moon Knight, I don't read it, but it sells. You know, I'll say that. Or I like the art, or, you know, it's popular, you know, something. But I will never, like, claim something's good or something's bad unless I've actually experienced it. And I know there's a lot of store owners that do that because they want to sell stuff. I mean, that's the goal. If you own a store, you want to sell the shit that you have in your store. But unfortunately, I don't do that, which I really should, because then maybe I get rid of some of this shit. But, yeah. Does James Gunn give you hope or pause? Well, Hosea, listen. DC, for the past 10 years or so, the inmates have been running the asylum. And if James Gunn is the one to straighten everything out, then I wish him well. And I hope he does. Because I want him to. I want him to do that. I want him to straighten shit out. I want DC to be a functioning company again. I want them to be competition for Marvel. I want them to push Marvel. Marvel's been coasting for so long. And it's been... you've seen it. You've seen it in the content. In the business decisions. Like, you've just seen it. And that's because there's nobody out there to push them. And I want DC to do that again. DC, they were the ones that started all this shit with Superman 78. Okay? They were the ones that had a superhero on the big screen before Marvel. And then after that, Batman. Not counting any of those, the Roger Corman, Fantastic Four, and Captain America, any of that stuff. Not counting that. Those weren't, I don't think they were theatrically released. I think it wasn't until Blade that was technically the first superhero. You know, yes, they had the Incredible Hulk on TV, and, you know, there was that Thor and Daredevil crossover. Oh, God. You know, but DC started all this shit, dude. And yes, you know, Superman 3 and 4, depending on your point of view, wasn't necessarily as good as 1 and 2. Although 3 has a soft spot in my heart because Richard Pryor is in it. But 4 I do respect because I know what Christopher Reeve was going for, and it didn't seem calculated. You know, he was genuinely concerned about the state of the world, and he decided to put that in a Superman movie. It's just at that point, like, even Warner Brothers checked, like, yeah, no, whatever. We're giving this to Canon, and Canon was the ones that, they were the ones like Invasion USA and all these other movies that should have gone direct to VHS. But, it was just not good. But then, Batman 89, you know, so, I mean, they owned it. They owned it. Until it crashed and burned with Batman and Robin and Batman Forever. Even though Batman Forever isn't as bad as Batman and Robin, but it's close. I mean, I don't like Jim Carrey. Although I prefer his Riddler to the Gimpler that we had in Matt Reeves' Batman. So I'm hoping. And you know what? Creature Commandos, really good show. I'm enjoying it. Even though I fell asleep through episode 2 like 3 times, but it wasn't necessarily the show's fault. It was my weird viewing habits, hours, you know. Violator is definitely worth reading. I read almost all the Spawn titles. I read almost all the Spawn titles. You, my friend, are a masochist. McDonald's needs a Burger King. Exactly. Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, they both have shitty food. Although Whopper Juniors, dude, I swear by Whopper Juniors. Anytime, any place. McDonald's does not have a Whopper Junior. Whopper Juniors are nirvana. Like, it's just incredible. So back to the original thing. I do want James Gunn to rescue DC. I want him to make DC a viable company again with good content and content that's going to make Marvel crap its pants and say, oh shit, we need to get our shit together. You know, let's stop doing the bare minimum and let's actually own this industry. And I think it's easy for me to say because all of this stuff is done, you know, months in advance. I mean, we order this shit 2 months in advance. So they're doing this stuff in advance. So they never know how something is going to hit the public. But maybe you release the sales figures. Maybe you keep track of the sales figures on whether you're going to continue doing a book. Maybe you keep a track of pretend you are managing a Major League Baseball team because they have this thing in baseball called sabermetrics, and it's a listing of every stat for each individual player. So every writer should have a list of their stats. Every artist should have a list of their stats, whether it's frequency, whether it's, the content, the output, if it's, passable, or if it looks like, chicken scratch or whatever. Stuff like this. It's really, really not rocket science. It's really not rocket science. I have a high school diploma. That was where I stopped, and I can do this shit. Okay? It's really not hard to do. And yet, it seems like you're asking, like, the world for these people to do their effing job. I'm reaching a level that I shouldn't. I should just, like, shut my mouth. Just shut my, like The Rock would say, know your role. Like, I'm reaching a threshold here. And, yeah. Let's talk Superman trailer when you're able, sir. I'll be refreshing YouTube every hour or so. Hello. See, I was actually, last Thursday, I was actually thinking about doing a stream about the trailer and all that, but then I saw everybody and their cousin doing one, and I'm like, yeah. And then the way I want to do it, I wouldn't be able to do it. I could just do it like, I don't know. There's like a thing. I heard that, I forgot who it was. I think it was Chill. Chill asked in the James Gunn thread on Instagram or Twitter, I think it was, about, whether Warner Brothers was going to hit it with copyrights or whatever. And I'm like, so why am I going to do that if it's just going to get hit with a copyright strike or something? Like, that's just stupid. Like, obviously I don't own that damn trailer, and I'm going to be talking about it. So, and I'm a freaking comic book store. Like, idiocy. But again, I'm getting upset about something that I don't know if it was a fact or not, for sure. I know it's happened. I've seen people say it's happened in the past, and obviously it did. Otherwise, why would Chill ask the question? So, yeah, I don't know. I think Pickle and I talked about it. I think that last time, the last Fortnite stream I did might have been that Thursday night. I don't know. I don't even remember. It's been a week. So, yeah. That wraps everything up, guys. New books come out tomorrow. I will be here. I will be open. If, for those of you that are local, feel free to stop by. I will be here regular time. And, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate that. Thanks for the 3 likes. Whoever did that, I appreciate you. If you want to get in touch with me, these are the ways you can do it. If you want to do it, if you want to actually put some effort into it, you can go to Facebook. It's facebook.com/RoComicsCT. If you are on Instagram or Twitter, it's Instagram.com or Twitter.com/RoComics. TikTok, I believe it's TikTok.com for as long as TikTok exists. TikTok.com/user, I think, /RoComics. Or you can just go over to direct.me/RoComics, and all the links are there in convenient button size. Just hit the button, and it will bring you to whatever deplorable social media you participate in, or you can actually hit the top button and talk to me. Like literally, like right now, like I'm speaking into the microphone, only we could be doing that on a phone, like an actual phone. Have a good one, Mike. Hope your Christmas goes well. Well, Spence, I appreciate that. I can guarantee you that it won't, but I appreciate the well wishes, and I hope you have a good Christmas. Hosea, take care. Enjoy the food. I will take care. You too, my friend. And, yeah. That's it. Thanks, guys. And see you next week.